Hi, how we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos over here. This is game number, what, 26 of the year that I've beaten through. Basically, man, I've been doing this series now where I just give you little thoughts of game that I beat, man. And, you know, this is 26 games into the season. Into the series. It's too many seasons going on that I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. This is 20 games into this series, man, and it's pretty dope, man. We managed to beat, off the rare replay CD, we beat Conker's Bad Fur Day. This is the N64 edition that they ported over here. They said they ported over the N64 instead of the Xbox one because it's more rare to find. And I can agree with that because this game normally goes around anywhere between 60 to 100 bucks. And that's part of the reason I never got it. It's one of the few N64 games I don't have. My library is pretty full, at least, you know, good N64 games. I just don't, I don't really have that many bad ones per se. But of good ones, it's one of the few ones that I was missing. It's one of those ones that came out very late in the console cycle, like, you know, like GameCube was out, I think, already when this thing came out. PS2s, all those guys were out already. Xbox may have been out. I don't remember exactly when the original Xbox came out. But people like really kept saying, you gotta play this game. This game's amazing. This game's amazing. This game's amazing. Is it really that good though? That's the question. I'll give you my answer. I give it a 7.3 out of 10 right now. I think at the time I'd probably give it an 8.5. And here's kind of the differences. You know, the camera angles right now are unacceptable and somewhat brutal throughout the most of the game. The controls are kind of blech as well. And it kind of go hand in hand with the with the camera angles in that regard. And you know, the level design is pretty as well too. In terms of it being almost kind of like an open world kind of game where you kind of have to figure out where you got to go and what you got to do. You know, other games at the time were a little bit more straightforward. I feel like, and this kind of gave you a little universe that wasn't too big, but was big enough to kind of leave you confused. And there was a couple times when I was kind of like, I don't know where the hell to go. And it's not as simple as like you get an item and you're like, oh, I could go there. Sometimes you kind of figure it out, but things are so random in this game that you really don't know what's going on. Where the game shines, though, or it still shines right now, which is why I recommend everybody that gets an opportunity to play it, is in the humor aspect of the game. This is unlike almost anything I played ever. It is so random. Like, you have no clue what is going to happen. Like, this clearly is a spoof of The Matrix. There was a spoof of Private Saving Private Ryan before that. There were just random ass stuff like sunflower seeds with boobs on them. I'm trying to remember some other stuff. There was like a big dinosaur lady, or a big like a caveman guy that I beat up with a dinosaur, and then I managed to lay in his, I guess, girl's huge like monstrous like boobs or whatever. And I mean, it's just, you know, cogs that curse at you, the money talks to you, everything is just so off the chain. Like, I had no clue where I was going, so every time I'd kind of laugh. The only part that I didn't like is that it was meandered with so-so, I think, gameplay, not too good camera angles, and overall just kind of lack of depth as to what I had to do. You know, it never really was. You don't really get too armed till right now. I'm kind of showing you guys a cool sequence right here where you actually have guns and stuff and you get to do things. But, you know, aside from that, you kind of have a frying pan, and that's it. You never know who's going to turn around in the corner or whatnot. I'll recommend playing this game. I think for the time, though, like, I tried really to position myself for the time. For the time, I think, you know, graphically, it holds up decent. I mean, look at it. Like, this holds up pretty high, you know. The textures are N64 textures, so what I mean with that is that they're pretty lame. Like, they're pretty dull. You're gonna see the same things repeating over and over and over again, and just try to save some memory and save some space on it. As long as you're willing to accept that, it's okay. But in terms of like Conker and how he looks and the animation and all that, hey, it held up pretty well. I was kind of surprised, honestly. I'm not sure how much it was actually up-res to the Xbox One. I've understood that since it's N64, it's kind of like a straight port of it. But it does look like it kind of did take some up-resing to it, or else it just really looked that good to like begin with, which is a pretty good testament of the game. So I'd recommend you give this guys a shot, man, if you get yourselves a chance to get the rare replay. Obviously, you get the other 30 games too, or the other 29 games. So that in itself is pretty dope. Stay tuned, man. I'm wrapping this episode up right here, but I'm leaving you guys with the best part of the game, arguably. So make sure you enjoy. Once we get up to this elevator, we're going to come out somewhere that, yeah, it was something.
Uh-oh. Me. I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat? Do you really think you'll survive in here? You don't seem to know which creek you're in. Sweet corn is the only thing that makes it through my rear. How do you think I keep this lovely grin? Have some more caviar. really getting rather mad. You're like a niggly, tickly, shitty little tag nut. When I've knocked you out with all my mab, I'm going to take your head and ram it up my butt.
Your butt.
My butt.
Your butt.
That's right, my butt.
Ugh.
My butt. My butt. Look what you've done! I'm blushing! I'm blushing! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who'd have thought a good little squirrel like you could destroy my beautiful flagginess? Oh, I'm going! Oh! Ah! No!
Now that's what I call a bowel movement.